The Millers of Mother's Best Flour bring you that lovesick blues boy, Hank Williams.
I got a feeling called the blues, oh Lord, since my baby said goodbye. Lord, I don't know what I'll do. All I do is sit and sigh. Oh Lord, Louie.
The Millers of Mother's Best Flour, Mother's Best Farm Feeds, and the new Mother's Best Self-Rising Cornmeal bring you the one and only lovesick blues boy, Hank Williams, the Mother's Best Music Makers, and yours truly, Mother's Best Little Old Boy.
Cousin Louie Buck.
That's me in person, right here, bright and early and raring to go with a handful of biscuits, and everybody watch out. Come in here, Hank, and get that big $100 guitar up there at the microphone.
What you mean,
Make it
Hunter?
go
Don't
to work.
insult my guitar now.
I ain't. I'm just talking about it a little.
Hey, you call that a $100 guitar, it won't play a lick. It'll refuse to go. I come in an inch starting off, and I said, I got a feeling I like to say, I got a blue love. That's exactly what I started on there.
You did.
Just come in an inch ago. Awful glad to be here this morning.
Awful glad to have you. Your
Yes, and all.
Burhead, he's ready this morning.
All right, I'll hush. I got an awful pitiful one here. We better not do this. You singing the blues thing, boy, we better save this until tomorrow. That's too sad, I'm telling you now.
Huh?
We better turn the page. Sing the other song, huh? Burhead, you remember on the banks of the old Ponchartrain?
I think it.
Huh?
I think
You
it
sure?
is.
Well, let's go down by New Orleans and go swimming in the lake. Let's go. I travel from Texas to old Louisiana, through valleys or mountains and plains. Both footsore and weary, I rested a while on the banks of the old Ponchartrain. The fairest young maiden that I ever saw passed by as it started to rain. We both found a shelter beneath the same tree on the banks of the old Ponchartrain. I ventured a smile, but she thought I was bold. I hastened to try and explain, but somehow I knew I would linger a while on the banks of the old Ponchartrain. We hid from the shower an hour or so. She asked me how long I'd remain. I told her that I'd spend the rest of my days on the banks of the old Ponchartrain. As time drifted by, we fell deeper in love, a love that could just bring her pain. For I knew that one day I would leave her alone on the banks of the old Ponchartrain. I just couldn't tell her that I ran away from jail on a West Texas plain. But I prayed in my heart I would never be found on the banks of the old Ponchartrain. Then one day a man put his hand on my arm and said I must go west again. And I left her alone without saying goodbye on the banks of the old Ponchartrain. Tonight as I sit here alone in my cell, I know that she's waiting in vain. And I'm hoping and praying someday to return to the banks of the old Ponchartrain. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's one of the first things I ever wrote and recorded, Uncle Louie.
Bayou Ponchartrain.
By the old Ponchartrain.
That's where they catch big shoe peak and big crawfish.
Yeah. New Orleans?
Yeah, man. Make biscuits with Mother's Best flour, and you make the tenderest, tastiest biscuits you ever baked. That goes for rolls, bread, pie crust, and cake as well. Yes, for perfect results with all your baking recipes, the flour to use is Mother's Best. And here, ladies, are 3 reasons why Mother's Best flour never fails to give you perfect results. You see, Mother's Best is highest quality. It's sifted through silk many, many extra times, and it's twice oven tested for 7 important baking qualities. To make your baking even more successful, every sack of Mother's Best flour contains family-tested recipes by Gene Foster, Mother's Best home economist. To save you money, each recipe is carefully tested in Mother's Best kitchens. To save you time, directions are given step by step. In every sack of Mother's Best flour, you also get valuable coupons for a complete set of lovely Roseanne silverware. And in addition to all this, Mother's Best is enriched with vitamins and iron to help keep your family strong and healthy. So it's really no wonder at all that so many thousands of Southern women insist on this famous flour. Try Mother's Best enriched flour now. See for yourself what delicious hot biscuits, bread, rolls, muffins, and cakes you can make with it. Mother's Best guarantees perfect results or your money back. Get Mother's Best plain, or for extra convenience, try Mother's Best self-rising flour. Ask for it today.
I love to have that gal around. Her biscuits are the best in town. Her pies and cakes beat all the rest, 'cause she bakes them all with Mother's Best. Yeah. Boy, ooh, ain't I warm this morning, huh? Right now, it's Audrey's time on the show. She's got an awful pretty one. She used to sing this song an awful lot. Let's see, about 4 or 5 years ago, ain't it? Been a long time since you, did this one, huh?
Been a long time.
Well, speak up, dear woman. Tell me something here. You got no television. She's fixing to sing one called I Got a Blue Love in My Heart.
I've got a blue love in my heart. What can I do, love, with my heart, and stop this yearning, burning while we're apart? I've got a blue love in my heart, so blue the night, so blue the day. Why don't you write to me and say you've got a blue love in your heart, and I'll come through, love, to your heart, and stop this yearning, burning while we're apart. I've got a blue love in my heart. I got an old flame in my heart, a solid gold flame in my heart. It's like a weeping willow while we're apart. I've got a blue love in my heart. What can I do? Where can I go? I never knew I loved you so. I've got a blue
That is the good one. That's the best one I've heard you sing in a day or two. Yeah, that's a fine one there. Got a blue love in my heart. I used to fiddle that in Rivers back in my old fiddling days. Huh? You don't believe I used to fiddle, huh? Mother's Best? Okay. I'm gonna play the fiddle here one of these mornings. Back in my old days everybody down around Montgomery, Alabama, and down them woods know I used to play the fiddle. Didn't I, Sam?
To me, too.
Yeah, I used to have to. Let's put it that way. Yeah, played the steel, the fiddle, and all. Sam was the rhythm man, wasn't he? Well, sir, friends, you know, we get a lot of enjoyment out of coming up here every morning, and we know we got a lot of friends out there listening to us because you write to us, and that makes us feel awful good. Why don't you, today, if you ain't already done it, you go to your grocery store, get yourself a sack of Mother's Best flour. Give it a try. If the man ain't got it, tell him to get it. If he says he can't get it, tell him, well, you get somewhere else to trade. How about that? That's the best way I know of. Say, now, look, Herman, I want me some Mother's Best flour. Now, get it or I'll move my boarding place. Now, just either one. Remember, Mother's Best. When you get Mother's Best, that's the best you can do, because you done got the best when you get Mother's Best. All our friends out there that request hymns, ordering all a bunch gathering around here now. All of us going to join in on this one. I wrote this song about, 5, 6, maybe 7 years ago. Fellas in the key of D, all of you join in when you hear it. Can't you hear the blessed Savior calling you? When you've strayed from the fold and there's trouble in your soul, can't you hear the blessed Savior calling you? When your soul is lost in sin and you're at your journey's end, can't you hear the blessed Savior calling you? Calling you, calling you, calling you, calling you. Can't you hear the blessed Savior calling you? He will take you by the hand and lead you to that promised land. Can't you hear the blessed Savior calling you? As you journey day by day and temptation comes your way, can't you hear the blessed Savior calling you? If you'll follow in His light, He will always guide you right. Can't you hear the blessed Savior calling you? Calling you, calling you, calling you, calling you. Can't you hear the blessed Savior calling you? He will take you by the hand and lead you to that promised land. Can't you hear the blessed Savior calling you?
Thank you, boys. Mother's Best, that's it, ladies. The cornmeal, it's 100% clean because it's twice clean. Yes, Mother's Best cornmeal is washed with water and then it's washed with air. And it's self-rising, too. Baking powder and salt are already added, skillfully blended, exactly measured to give you perfect results every single time. Mother's Best self-rising cornmeal gives cornbread and hush puppies that real corn flavor. So ask your grocer today for Mother's Best, the self-rising cornmeal that's twice clean, Mother's Best. And now, boys, get a fast horse because we're running late.
But friends,